Well, I'm currently visiting a friend in France, and on the plane this morning I sat next to a delightful young lady who had the most wonderful smile. And I guess sometimes it happens when you have that little bit of a connection with someone, and one obviously does in a partnership, in a relationship, where you feel an association, an empathy, someone that seems to reflect something of your own, maybe physicality or soul or character. And obviously in a partnership there is that idea of two souls coming together, and everything about intimacy to me seems to not just be about having sensual pleasure and serving a biological purpose, but actually a kind of way of two people almost merging as best they can, sort of bringing themselves into one unit, if that's the right word. And I know that some psychologists, I think those followers of Carl Jung, believe that there is something reflected in another person. So perhaps the feminine, the anima within man, is reflected in a woman, and vice versa. At least that's part of the theory. And in transgender theory there is quite a famous theory, which is quite controversial, that with certainly some transgender people something has gone wrong, that rather than there being, as it were, a target for your affection, in other words, what you see mirrored when you look at another person, actually what appears beautiful to you is your own appearance, and that's actually what you want to believe and connect with, is yourself in actually presenting for a man with your anima, as it were, to the outside world. This is a very controversial theory, but I think there's something in it that's not worth just dismissing out of hand. There does seem something about this idea of two people connecting and, as it were, reflecting each other's souls, but also within yourself actually being able to do that. And rather than being something which is like an error, something like a programming error, if it can be described like that, perhaps actually some of us have a degree of wholeness within ourselves. We don't always need another person to reflect onto. We can recognize that we have the feminine and masculine within us. So that's just a little bit of reflection that I had today, but this interesting idea of perhaps seeing something of yourself reflected in other people as well, which is one I connect to as well. I'm sure this is going to be a discussion that not everybody relates to or agrees with, and it's certainly one where there's not a perfect answer worked out. Doubtless I will come back to it time and time again. Bye for now.